Welcome back to Anush Vlogs. This is the second episode of India series. The first episode was about Munnar in Kerala. In case you missed that episode, please do watch it. And please don't forget to share your suggestions and reviews through comments. In this episode, we are visiting Gwalior, which is a major city in Madhya Pradesh. The city of Gwalior has a lot of historical significance. It has so many stories to narrate about Rani Lakshmi Bai, Tan Singh, the Tomar rulers, Mughals, about Sikhs, and about so many important personalities of India. There are a lot of historical monuments and places that you can visit in Gwalior, but the first and the best to visit is the Gwalior Fort. Gwalior Fort has two sections. One section is known as Man Mandir and the other is known as Gujari Mahal. The present day fort was built in the 14th century by Tomar ruler known as Man Singh Tomar. Although the modern day Gwalior Fort was built in 14th century, the monuments and inscriptions found in the fort indicate that it might have been in existence before 6th century. The exact period when the fort was built has not yet been determined. Curious to know why there are two sections in Gwalior Fort? There is an interesting story behind it. King Man Singh Tomar had 9 wives. He had married the first 8 wives from royal family via arranged marriage. But the 9th wife was a milkman's daughter. Her name was Nani. He fell in love with Nani and proposed marriage to her. But before the marriage, King had to fulfill 3 wishes of Nani which she had put forward. The first condition was that she will never cover her face after marriage like the other 8 queens do. The second condition was that whenever the king goes on a war, she will always accompany him. The third condition was that she wishes to drink water from the river of her village. The Man Mandir section of Gwalior Fort is situated on top of a hill known as Gopachal Parvat. It was impossible to supply water from Queen's village, which was situated below the hill. So King Man Singh Tomar built a new fort at the base of hill for his new queen and he named it as Gujari Mahal. Although the modern day structure of the fort was built in 14th century by Man Singh Tomar, the initial structure of the fort was built by a prince called as Suraj Sen. As per legend, Prince Suraj Sen went for hunting in a forest and lost his way. He wandered through the forest for food and water but he could not find anything. He was completely worn out, thirsty and hungry when he met an old sage called as Gwalipa. When sage Gwalipa saw how tired, hungry and thirsty Prince Suraj Sen was, he offered water from the nearby pond to the prince. When Prince Suraj Sen drank the water which sage Gwalipa offered, not only his thirst, his hunger, but the deadly leprosy disease which he had was also completely cured. As a token of appreciation, the prince built a fort for the sage which is now known as Gwalior Fort. To see the Gwalior Fort, you need to buy entry tickets. If you visit Gwalior Fort in the evening time, you can see the sound and light show which they organize in Hindi and English. While visiting the Man Mandir section, please make sure to hire a tourist guide to know the beautiful stories of the fort and also not to get lost inside the fort. Gujari Mahal is now an archaeological museum, so you won't need a tourist guide there. Let us visit the beautiful Man Mandir section first. As soon as you lay your eyes upon the fort, the first thing that you notice is the blue and yellow paint on the walls of the fort. It's an enamel paint called as Meenakari. This is the room where all the 8 queens learnt music. They used to sit on the top floor near the window and the guru or master who teaches music used to sit at the lower floor. This arrangement was done in order to avoid direct contacts with outsiders. In this room, the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb killed his own brother Murad Baksh by hanging him. Before the rule of Mughals, each of the 8 wives of Man Singh Tomar used to have a swing in this room. Will you believe me if I tell you that there is a 400-year telephone in this fort? There is an ancient mechanism which acts like intercom and connects most of the rooms inside the fort. Inside the square hole, there are 2 pipelines which connect different levels and different rooms inside the fort. In the holes that you see above the stairs, there used to be mirrors attached. It used to help in lighting up the room and also preventing any kind of attack from enemies. After climbing few stairs, we reached a room which used to be waiting area for the queens of King Man Singh Tomar. Whenever the king went for hunting or war, all the queens used to wait in this room and look outside this window for the arrival of their king. Today when you look outside this window, you will see the beautiful view of old Gwalior city. After climbing few stairs, we reached in front of the same room from where we started. The paths inside the fort are very tricky, confusing. Just like a maze, you may end up at the same place from where you started. That's the reason why this fort is called as Bhool Bhulaiya. And this is one of the major reasons why I insisted on hiring a tourist guide. When we went downstairs, we saw the exact room as we saw upstairs. But this is a different room. This used to be an 8 feet deep pool where the wives of Man Singh Tomar used to bathe. When King Man Singh Tomar and his wife Mrignani were killed in a war, all the remaining 8 wives set themselves on fire and jumped into this pool. This custom of self-immolation was known as Johar in those days. When Britishers took control of the fort, they completely sealed the pool and locked it. In addition to the pool, there was a huge tank which supplied water to the pool. This tank has also now been sealed. There was an intercom inside the pool room similar to the one that we saw upstairs. The holes on the ceilings of this room are designed in such a way that sunlight first enters from the first hole, and as the day progresses, it shifts from the first hole to the second hole and then to the third, and this continues till the end of the day. We are at the topmost floor of the fort, and this is the area where dance performances used to happen. The king used to sit on the balcony to watch all the performances. As the queens were not allowed to show their faces in public, there was a secret room for the queens to sit and watch these performances. They used to sit inside this room by the window and watch all the performances. The queens used to sit on this bench near the window and used to watch all the performances through these small gaps on the wall. So this is how it looks through a queen's eye. There were secret passages and shortcuts from the fort which led to Gwalior city and Gujari Mahal. These passages have now been completely shut down by the government. Right next to Man Mandir, there are a lot of new and old palaces like Karan Mahal, Vikram Mahal, Jahangir Mahal. We are now going to visit these palaces. King Man Singh Tomar had only one son. His name was Vikram Singh. Queen Mrignani gave birth to Vikram Singh. The palace right in front of you is known as Vikram Mahal and was built by Vikram Singh. This palace was built by Man Singh Tomar's father Karan Singh and is known as Karan Mahal. When Mughals captured Gwalior fort, this was turned into a guest house. These days, Karan Mahal is also very popular as a shooting spot. Besides Karan Mahal, there is a small jail where Mughals captured all the Rajput kings and tortured them. When Jahangir ruled Gwalior, he arrested the 6th Sikh Guru, Guru Har Gobind, and had put him behind bars. When Guru Har Gobind was released, he helped in saving lives of 52 other Rajput kings. This day is celebrated as Bandi Chhod Divas. In the memory of Guru Har Gobind, Data Bandi Chhod Sahib Gurudwara has been built near Gwalior fort. This pool was initially built to supply water to all the nearby palaces, but in 1232 AD during Muslim invasion, all the Rajput women set themselves on fire and jumped into this pool and committed suicide. Since then, this tank is known as Johar Kund. This place used to be a horse stable where the horses were tied and fed. We can see the old Gwalior city from here. We can also see the floodlights of Captain Roop Singh Stadium from where Sachin Tendulkar scored his first double century in 2010. The next place that we are going to visit is a twin temple near Gwalior fort which is known as Sas Bahu temple. The real name of this temple is Sahasra Bahu temple or Hari Sadanam temple. Both the temples are dedicated to Lord Vishnu in Padmanabha form. Because of several attacks on the temple, the idol of Lord Vishnu does not exist anymore. If you see the walls, you can see that the faces of the idols carved on the walls have been completely destroyed. But still the carvings look so beautiful. You can see a huge inscription on the left hand side which has now been framed. The object on which this inscription has been made is not very clear. This inscription is in an ancient language and it probably describes the tales of the king who built this temple. The dark room that you see right now in front of you used to be the shrine of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu was in his Padmanabha form inside this shrine. This temple has been built so beautifully. There was no heavy machinery, advanced technology, or the equipments that we have right now. Even then, they have built such a beautiful temple with so many intricate designs, so many beautiful carvings on the walls. Sahas Bahu temple is a twin temple. This is the second temple of Sahas Bahu temple. This temple is also dedicated to Lord Vishnu. We can see that the carvings over here are almost similar to the first one, but there are not many statues as we saw in the first temple. Our next destination is also a temple known as Telika Mandir. Telika Mandir temple and Sahas Bahu temple, both of these temples are in the premises of Gwalior Fort. You just need to book a single ticket for Gwalior Fort and you can use the same ticket to visit both of these temples. Telika Mandir temple was built in 9th century and it is a Hindu temple dedicated to Lord Shiva, Vishnu and Matrikas. This temple has a very unique architecture. It is a blend of North Indian and South Indian architecture. The sanctum of this temple is in rectangle shape, whereas the sanctums of other Hindu temples are usually square shaped. Another beautiful and unique fact about this temple is that the architecture of the temple is based on musical harmonics. On the way to Gwalior Fort, we can see a lot of beautiful stone carvings of Jain Mahavirs. Most of these statues do not have a face, but the carvings are absolutely beautiful. To see more beautiful and enormous statues of the Jain Mahavirs, you can visit Siddhachal Parvat, which is located near Gwalior Fort. Due to time constraint, we could not visit other places in Gwalior, but when you visit Gwalior, please make sure to visit Gujari Mahal, which is an archaeological museum now, Jai Vilas Palace, Tansen's tomb and Sun Temple. The best time to visit Gwalior city is in the month of December when there is an international music festival known as Tansen Samaroh. Hope you enjoyed this episode of India series. There are many more interesting places that we are going to show in the India series. Please keep on watching. Until we meet next time, please guess the next location of India series and mention it in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you liked our video, please like, share and subscribe to our channel.